Baby, you don't know what you do to me, between me and you.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Andy. In today's video I want to share with you my tips, tricks and techniques on how I achieve my summer full face foundation. So when it's summertime, because I live in the Bahamas and it's 90 degrees outside, I tend to use a little bit less products and I do my technique a bit different, but I still do it in a way where I can get full coverage and still be glam at the same time without having a cake face and sweating all of my makeup away. So I'm just going to show you quickly what I do. First and foremost, I start with priming my face as usual. I'll be using my Maybelline Master Prime primer and base. It blurs and it minimizes pores, and it's great for persons with oily skin, so that's why I use this. So now that I have my primer all rubbed in, I'm gonna go ahead and start with my foundation and my concealer. For concealer, I'm using my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Chestnut, and I'm just gonna be placing it on all the areas where I like to highlight my face. So what I do is I put the concealer down and then I go around it with the foundation versus putting on a full face of foundation and then putting concealer on top. So it lessens the layers of makeup, which makes it more lightweight. So I'm just going to take my Maybelline Super Stay Foundation in the shade 380 Espresso, and I take about 2 pumps on the back of my hand. And I just like to take the end of any brush that I have, and then I like to put it on my face in dots. And if you're a person with acne scars or facial discoloration, you could just make sure to put the dots on those problematic areas on your skin to make sure that you would have that coverage. So for me, I believe that this technique, like placing the foundation in dots, allows the foundation to have a more skin-like finish, because like I say, it wouldn't be too heavy. So I'm just placing that all around. So once I have all the dots down, I like to blend out the foundation first, and I try to move quickly because I don't want the foundation to dry down and then it'd be patchy.
It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. I fall for you every time I try to resist. You can get away. Come chase beach views and every day. All I wanna hear is an visions how we play. Sit right next to you. I try not to show how I feel about you. Think I wish away. Really wanna, I just wanna get away. Sit right next to you.
I'm just going to use this small brush that I typically use to blend my contour on my nose, and I'm going to use it to blend out my foundation on my nose. So I typically like to blend out my foundation first for 3 reasons. The first reason I mentioned is that foundation dries down quickly, so I blend it out first because I want it to be able to cover all of the surface. And then I also like for my concealer to dry down a bit so that it can be thick, if that makes sense, because I only want my concealer to be in the area that I place it in, so it thickens up and it will be more high coverage, if that makes sense. And then the last reason is that once I blend out my foundation, I use the same brush to blend out my concealer, so it tones down my highlight a bit with the foundation so that I don't be too ghosty. So I'm going to go ahead and take the same flat foundation brush and I'm gonna just press in and blend out my concealer. Okay, so I blended out my forehead concealer and my cupid's bow and my chin, and I blended out the edges beneath my eyes, but I'm going to go in with this beauty sponge to blend out the rest, like in the middle part. So now that everything is all blended, I like to go over it with my foundation brush again. Okay, so now I'm going to set all of my highlighted areas. I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me setting powder in the shade Deep. And I'm just going to take that on my beauty sponge and press it into my skin as usual. Okay, now that all of my highlight points are set, I'm going to go in with my Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette, and I'm going to take this darkest shade on this Real Techniques contour brush, and I'm just going to contour the hollows of my cheeks along my jawline, around my forehead, and down the bridge of my nose. I don't like to cream contour, it's just not my preference, and I haven't found a contour that's dark enough or that's the right shade for me. I feel like most dark cream contours give me like a muddy look, so I just prefer to powder contour. I'm gonna go back in with this brush to do my nose contour. And if anybody still confused about the purpose of highlighting and contouring, when you use a foundation, it's one shade. It gives your face a flat look, but once you contour and highlight, you bring structure back into your face. So contour adds shadows and the illusion of like sharpness and hollowness and basically the outline of your face. And then highlighting hits all of your high points, which is your cheekbones and your nose and your cupid's bow. So highlighting brings certain features out and contouring takes certain features inwards. So all of it adds to the structure and the sculpture type look of your face, if that makes sense. I also like to take like the excess highlighting powder and clean up cheek contour. I feel like it just makes the contour look extra sharp. So now I'm going to take this big fluffy powder brush and I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me press powder in the shade Chestnut, I believe. I believe this is the shade Nutmeg. Nutmeg is supposed to be a bit darker. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to set my entire face with this powder and also dust away the highlighted points. Okay, so now that we have an even base of powder and contour and everything, I'm going to go ahead and do my blush and highlight. I'm going to use this blush brush by Real Techniques and my Saharan Volume 1 palette. And I'm going to take this shade called Abby. And this is going to be my blush. I always like to smile a little so I can make sure that I place the blush on the apples of my cheeks, and then I always drag it back so that I can blend in with my contour. And then I'll be using the same palette for my highlight. I'm going to be using the shade Zara. This is my favorite highlight in the world. I'm just going to take it on a big fan brush. You can use a smaller fan brush if you have like a smaller face structure or you want to have more control over it. But because I already know my highlight areas, I just use a big fan brush, and I love highlight. So I want as much as possible. And the area you would highlight on your cheekbones would be the highest point, and it would be above the blush area. So you can turn your face sideways and you can see where the light hits your cheeks the most. It'll be this curved area right here. So that's where I typically apply my highlight. I'm also going to take some of that gold shade on a flat brush and I'm going to highlight beneath my brow bone right by the arch. So last but not least, I'm going to set my entire face with my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This is what it looks like. I have a lot of different setting sprays, but I typically use this one for like extra protection because makeup don't budge once I put this on. Okay guys, so this is the completed foundation and highlight look. Like I said, this is the perfect foundation routine for the summer. If you live in the Caribbean or any hot climate area, this foundation routine would be perfect for you, because I can remember when I used to watch makeup videos and I always wondered, how are they wearing makeup? Like, I would pour sweat. But over the years I learned, techniques and tricks that would help your makeup to be full coverage, long lasting, and also lightweight, so that it doesn't cause you to be too hot and cause you to melt. So I'm going to show you how this foundation looks with makeup, because you can't do one without the other. But thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you all for subscribing if you have, and if you haven't, what are you waiting for? Please give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share and comment what other videos you'd like to see from me. Much love to y'all. Bye.